everyone! This week we're creating a crepe paper holly branch. So the first thing you'll need to do is take a piece of paper, and it can be any kind of paper, we're just creating a pattern, and fold it in half, and then turn it so the fold is on the left side. Now we're just going to take a pencil and sketch out half of the holly leaf. You can look at a picture for reference. So I just have these 3 points and then kind of a stem here at the bottom and a point at the top. So once you like how that looks, go ahead and cut it out. And if you unfold it, it should look about like this. So now I'm going to fold it back up. And I'm taking this green crepe paper, which I got from Paper Mart, and I highly recommend it. I'll link to it in the description, but you want to have it so the crepes or the folds in the paper are going vertically, and then just kind of fold it over like this. So you'll be creating 2 pieces, and we want the veins of the leaf to go diagonally, so you'll need to put the pattern diagonally onto the paper, just like this. So when you're happy with how it's positioned, just kind of roughly cut it out, and then we'll go and cut in the details. And you can stack a whole bunch of folds of this paper at once, so you can create a whole bunch of leaves with one cut, but it is a little more tricky to cut some of those curved shapes out. Sorry this is out of frame, but I'm just going along and cutting the paper out so it fits the shape of the pattern. So I'm left with these 2 pieces. They're basically mirror image of each other, and we'll just be attaching them at the center. Next, I'm taking this 22 gauge floral stem wire, which is wrapped in brown cloth, and I got it from Joann's, and I'll be putting glue along the edge of this leaf. And then I'm just going to press the wire in place. We're going about 3/4 of the way up the leaf. Just make sure it's really well attached to the wire, and then we're just going to be putting this other half of the leaf on top of that, just like that. So put some glue down over the wire and the edge of the leaf, and just press it in place. Again, make sure it's really well attached. And then here at the top, I'm just going to add a little more glue so the entire leaf is attached. So the finished leaf looks like this. We'll just be repeating this process to make the rest of the leaves. So just folding the paper over, so I'm cutting 2 at once, and then just cut out the leaf shape. And you'll be left with this. I'm taking another piece of that same wire, just repeating the process of putting glue on the edge, putting glue on top of that, and then just pressing the other half in place, and putting some glue at the top. So it looks like this. So now we have 2 leaves on 2 separate wires, and now we need to attach these 2. So we're going to have 1 leaf up at the top, and then a row of 2 leaves below that. So this leaf will go on the second row here. And I'm just deciding how far out I want it to be and how far down on the stem. And I like it about like this. So I'm going to go ahead and take that wire and bend it, just like that. So this will attach to the main stem right there where it bends. So I'm going to need to cut this off so we don't have this whole thing of wire. So I left about 1 inch of wire there. So now I'm taking some brown floral tape, and you'll just need to take it and wrap it around these 2 wires to secure them in place. And it helps if you stretch this tape out as you work. And then just wrap it down the stem, making sure that you're keeping it as tight as possible to keep the wire secure. And so once you've wrapped past the end of that wire, you can stop there Just go ahead and cut the tape and then just stick it in place. So it looks like this. And the wire wrap looks like that. So now we're going to go ahead and repeat the same process that we did on the left side on the right side. So I went ahead and made a third leaf and repeated the same thing of bending the wire and cutting it off, and it will just go in place right here on the other side. So I'm just going to take that floral tape again and just tightly wrap it. So we're securing all 3 wires together and in place. Again, it works best if you stretch it as you work. And then just keep wrapping it until you go past of where you stop the other tape. So I'm going to stop here, cut it off, and then just secure it in place. And sometimes you'll need a little bit of hot glue to secure the end. And then you can make adjustments to the leaves. So it looks like this. Next we're going to create the berries. So I'm taking that same wire again, and I have these red wooden beads that I got from Michael's that fit over this wire. So we're just going to be putting some glue at the end of the wire and sliding the bead over that. You can add a little more glue on the top to make sure it's really secure. And that's how you'll make all of the berries. So I'm going to take this berry and decide how far up I want it to be. I kind of want it to fill this empty space here below that top leaf. And then decide where you want to cut the wire off so you have enough to secure it around the main stem. So I'm going to go ahead and create a second berry, and I want this one to be a little lower. Once I decide where I want it placed, I'll go ahead and cut that wire off. And a third berry, which I want to be the lowest one. Cut the wire off again. So we have these 3 berries here. And then just start to arrange them how you'd like them to be. You'll be able to do a little more arranging after they're attached also. So now they're ready to be attached. Taking that same brown floral tape, and we'll just be wrapping all the way around all of these wires. Again, make sure to do it as tightly as possible. So I just kept wrapping until all of the tape and wires were covered completely. And then just stick the end of that tape in place and maybe use a little hot glue if you need to. And then bend the wires and the berries so you like how they are positioned. So at this point it looks like this. So now I'm just going to add a second row of these leaves down here. So just repeating the exact same process to create the leaves, and then I'm just taking that brown floral tape and wrapping them once again. So here is the finished branch. If you want, you can add a second row of berries with the second row of leaves right here, or you can just leave it with these 3. So here's how it looks with the second row, and I like to add 2 berries on the second row. Or here it is without. And that's it. I hope you've enjoyed this crepe paper holly tutorial. If you'd like to see more videos like this, I will link some on screen, and I hope you have a great holiday season.